Cosmo, time to wake up.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Can I interest you in a cup of coffee?
Sounds good.
There you go. Well, here's to
So it's kind of a standardized location for certain
if
outfits.
somebody wanted to move that, could they?
I don't see why not. Nobody's asked, but yeah, that's
Okay, yeah,
easy
just
enough
curious.
for us to do.
you're,
Absolutely.
you're hard to get along with. You're just so stubborn, you know.
We try to be as much as we can to everybody, but we're not all things to everybody. That's just realistically how the trailer market and life works, we think. And you know, we want to sell an honest product. We think it's good quality and we stand behind it. And you know, we'll build a trailer how you need it. You don't have to buy all the extra bells and whistles and, you know, spend your life savings just to have a little adventure every now and then.
Yeah, you know, the person in your most expensive trailer is having just as much fun out there camping as the cheapest trailer.
Absolutely.
Bob Bosser, President, Hiker Industries. I've camped ever since I was a young one, from outside with a tarp or a tent. Have owned a couple of pop-ups, a couple pull-behinds, and now I own a hiker trailer. I get to take it out and try things, and almost every trip I come back with a few questions for the team, ideas for us to look at, some technical questions. It's a great opportunity, you know, try it, reinvent it, and move forwards. I have an F-150 I tow with. Yeah, also you have used an Escape, pretty light. You don't need a big truck to haul them. You buy an entry-level camper or hiker, you want to move up, they hold their retail value really well. With the price of gas now too, the hikers being light is important.
Absolutely.
Is important to us.
Paying $5-6 a gallon of gas.
Right.
It never made more sense to own a Teardrop trailer. Now, I was always like sour grapes, 20 miles towing. That's not that great. But when I talk to other people with these big rigs, you're paying 50 cents a mile.
You're not going to go too far. You know, at that point, you may as well buy a house somewhere and park it and leave it, which, why do you have a camper if you're going to park? You know, we're not talking huge price tags for the... We have customers who buy them, come back, upgrade them, and a lot of them after the fact. So you can buy a basic camper, and I often say, get only what you think you really want. Why? Go and camp. You know, when you're out there, say, gosh, I wish we would have got that 270 on, and guess what? We can add it on for you. In the last 2 years since we've began our venture with Hiker, we have grown from one of the small guys, which there are a bunch out there, to probably first or second largest in the country when it comes to manufacturing facility, number of units produced, and we certainly have our sight on growing, not for the sake of growing, but because of the demand. So the quality of product we put out there, the efforts we put to maintain price, you know, we're fortunately being rewarded with more and more business, so we hope that continues.
Well, typically on average we do about 40 to 50 units per month.
The lead time on your trailer is currently...
Right now we're averaging about 90 days.
Who designs your trailers? Who comes up with this type of configuration where...
The Squaredrop is something that, you know, when Hiker started out, that was kind of the idea behind it, is because you get a little bit more of the galley and storage space compared to the traditional teardrop shape. You gotta just push that in there and it'll...
Okay, so that's a locking latch.
Yep.
Won't go flipping around when you're driving, yeah. Very nice. Okay, so back here you've got a lot of shelf space.
Yep, and again, fully customizable, so the rear galley is one of those things that, you know, open or closed, shelves, cabinet doors, you know, slide outs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm a backpacker, so I crossed over from backpacking, get easy pop water in here, and stove, some lighting, little music, and you're out camping, you know.
And we can put all the fancy bells and whistles in, but we do get a lot of folks that already come from the camping world.
Yes.
And you know, one of my philosophies is if you already have the gear, you don't necessarily have to buy it again when you buy a trailer and you want to upgrade from tent camping. So, you know, buy what you need for your use, and you can always continue to add on for years and years.
Great.
This is our newest model also. We introduced this last year. This is the mid-range XL. So this is the same kind of system as the mid-range and the highway as far as how they're constructed, but this has an integrated 2-inch lift kit on the frame for the axle. It has larger tires, and we've actually lengthened and reinforced the tongue. So it is a little bit more of kind of a heavy-duty off-roader, but it's not going to be like the extreme off-road that we have, so it's a little bit more budget conscious. If people, you know, price,
you could live in this, you know, you could put some tables and chairs in here. Well, it's the outside, it seems bigger than the inside, but it's very nice. It's got a lot of room, and it's Definitely good. Another guy. I mean, what do you do? You buy one door, and no windows on the doors. You know,
it's not the end of the door. Or end of the world rather. We have a way to actually cut in a second door if somebody ever needed to. We've done that on a couple used trailers.
Good,
before.
good. No, that's wonderful. You know, upgrades. So you can pretty much upgrade anything in this trailer.
Yeah,
right?
we've got. I think the last time I had a count, there's like over 285 some odd options that you can choose from.
Yeah.
And so, however many combinations you can exponentially expand on that, it's, you know, thousands and thousands of different.
What about heat
to choose
in
from.
these things? What do you use for heat?
It's funny you mentioned that. This trailer actually has one of the Propex units installed in the back here.
I love Propex. I think it's the most practical heater out there.
Yep, it'll be a little tough to see because we hide a lot of the components behind the
it's a
drawers
shoebox.
here.
You can put it anywhere.
Yep. So the Propex is installed back there. So
oh, the heat. Well, there's the hose. Yep. Where's the box?
So the box, we actually used an external mount down underneath.
Interesting. I've never seen that. It's a.
They work the same way. They're just built a little differently.
Yeah. Okay. It's designed to be an outdoor.
Correct.
Okay. I wonder how many BTUs that is.
It's the same as the internal one.
Okay. Very nice. So let's have a look under here. So there's the exhaust pipe for the Propex.
Correct.
And there's an air intake over here. Mm-hmm. Have you found a way to cover the end of that? Like a screen?
No, we don't cover the screen. The way that the Propex is designed, they don't recommend anything out of the box.
I know.
But anything, you know, that you can get at the hardware store would work just fine.
Yeah. They have a very sensitive airflow monitor in there, you know, but I think it's one of the best heaters out. I mean, now you have two. You have an air intake and an air, you know, goes in there and it heats it up and sends the air back out to the trailer. So where is the intake and where is the heat coming out of?
So that'll actually be on the cabin side. The cold air intake was hidden behind here in the rear galley, so you get full circulation.
Great, that's a great plan. Mine is the same way. It's similar. Yeah.
And then in here,
it's very important.
in the cabin, you'll have your thermostat and the controls in the rear.
Where does the air come out of? That little port on the side there?
So the one on the right,
yes,
will be the actual output of the heat. We try to put that away from the thermostat.
Okay.
And then the one on the side is just a passive vent. That way the air can return back into the galley.
So what you're referring to is warm air comes in here and heats this thing.
Correct.
Then it draws the air back out into the galley.
Into the rear galley.
And the galley sucks it up where?
Behind the drawers here, there's a little floor vent.
Okay, so what that does, the added benefit of that is that draws heat into here, and if you have water back here, there's a good chance it won't freeze, which is the way my galley is similar to that. It prevents things from the water from freezing.
Like this customer here who has the battery in the rear, some batteries can be a little more temperamental to extreme cold, so it also keeps your battery a little bit warm.
Agreed, yeah. No, it really does work. You only need a little bit of heat to change things. And the switch is here for on.
We've got a couple different types of exterior lights.
Yeah, I like it. Very nice. So we have a little easy to access switch. Very nice, yeah. So what does this rig go for?
These start out closer to about 11,500. I would say the average build is maybe 1.5 times the starting price if people put on the average amount of accessories. So these are probably about 15 to 17,000 as most.
Yeah. Every teardrop trailer maker is the same. I mean, they start off reasonable. Yeah. They set the hook and then they reel you in with all these options. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we can again build anything for whatever.
I can see that. You can just see what people are asking for. I mean, look at this tongue box. I mean, holy cow.
That's the fridge box that we made.
So a fridge would go in here?
Yep, we actually have a Dometic fridge slide in here.
Which Dometic do you use?
It'll fit a Dometic CFX 35 or 45.
Yeah.
We're actually working with Truma coolers as well now. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I am.
They're really neat coolers.
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting them to everybody because I'm a huge fan of them.
I use a Dometic and it's been very good.
Yeah.
Mine's about 5 years old. It's still holding up. It's getting long in the tooth, but it's good.
Yeah,
I mean, the
we use a lot of
45 gives
Dometic
you a split
products.
compartment, right? You can have freezer and refrigerator.
That's the 55.
55, okay.
The 45 is just the single lid opening.
Okay.
And this will fit up to a 45. The 55s, unfortunately, we are prototyping a slightly larger box to accommodate some of those bigger fridges.
Yeah.
Just because they seem to every year get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, well, people want comfort, you know, and I'm part of that crew. I like my teardrop comfort. I mean,
the fridge box is designed, you know, a secure food storage, you know, bears if you're out in the
very nice.
Rockies or anything like that.
It's all weatherproof, I assume, right?
Yep, weather resistant for sure. We'll do the weather stripping on here, so you won't get a lot of water to penetrate. But it's not designed to be completely watertight.
Yeah, not submersible.
Yeah.
So you've got the batteries back there.
Yep, we can put the batteries in the front as well if they get a fridge box. So you still have quite a bit of storage room.
Yeah.
Including the fridge. So you know, extension cords. You know, kind of extra gear that you might need for.
It's accessible from both sides.
Correct.
Yeah, good.
Opens on both sides.
Inverter.
So
this guy, you know, my comments would be, and I don't know everything, I'm just an amateur, you know, this guy's got a heavy-duty tire up here, he's got a huge tongue box, he's going to have some refrigerator, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more up here, so I would guess this is a truck owner, and you know, they're going to have a good, be able to handle the tongue weight, so just check your tow vehicle tongue weight, and you may have to make some decisions. You may have to get rid of that car and get what you want there.
Possibly. Hopefully
this is a
not,
big tire. Well, this is like a, what, an 18 or?
That is a 17-inch tire, and it's a 265 on the width.
Wow. Yeah, very nice. It's just solar panel. Amorphous solar panel, not a. That's interesting.
Yep. So that's a glass panel, and then the one behind you there, Cosmo, has the flex panel as well, right there. So we've got.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with those. Yeah, and these, you know, you can, after 10 years or whatever, if this is no good, you can take it off and put on a new one?
Absolutely. We actually install these with a constructional double-sided tape.
Yes.
So really the silicone and everything is just for aesthetics and help water not penetrate behind it, but if you needed to replace this, it's super easy to do.
Just use a heat gun and warm it up, a hair dryer, and just dissolve the, okay, great. Dissolve the glue and you're on your way. And this guy, I just wanted to look on this side. The other side of that cabinet is got the battery, and the refrigerator be over there. Very nice. Good. Whose solar controller are you using? You may have told me. I missed it.
I did mention it once before. We use either Renogy or Goal Zero.
That's right. Okay, yes.
We are moving a little bit more towards the Goal Zero products because with the Renogy panels, they work really well, but Goal Zeros, they also work with their power stations.
Yeah, it's integrated.
So we're, you know, best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, end to end. I agree. You know, just the connectors will take you to the poorhouse. Yeah, very good.
And then this one actually has some of our water options on it as well.
Here?
Yes.
What do you mean water options?
So
the jacuzzi or what?
On the mid-range XL and the Extreme Off-Road, you can actually do an undermount 21-gallon water tank, which will be right behind the axle.
Yeah. Okay. I do see it here. It's shielded too, of metal housing.
Yep, we make that shield, that way you can still do the, you know, heavy-duty off-roading and protect the plastic water tank.
So you've got a heavy-duty, the large hose is the fill hose. The one of the upper thin hose is an air vent, and the other lower hose is where the water comes from.
And all that's located right here on the side, right next to the water tank. So your fill port, which locks and is secured, and then your quick connect hose, which is the output of the water. And then that'll actually connect with the fittings up here to the portable hot water.
Oh, very nice. 21-gallon, huh?
Yep.
Where does the propane come in on this?
Propane's right here.
Oh, you run a hose?
Right, and you just run a hose, you connect your water and propane underneath here, and then the output, there's a little shower handle that comes with it as well, so you're good to go.
Now, that's entirely propane, or does it also use electric?
So it has an onboard battery, which kind of monitors the incoming water pressure, but it's all propane powered, and it just does a little bit of a spark plug and you're good to go.
Okay. And the water pump is, water pressure is provided by the trailer?
By the pump, it's actually inside here. And I'll see, we might have to loop around here.
For the Extreme Off-Roader, what have you got?
So that would be kind of the purpose-built Extreme Off-Road model. These only come in an 8-foot or a 9-foot length because the frame is so beefy, they do tend to go a little bit on the higher end of the weight spectrum, and we want to try to stay in that sub 3,000 pound weight.
Yeah.
But you can see this one actually has the rooftop air conditioner. This is kind of the full bells and whistles kit.
Wait, hold on. Can you run that off-grid? You can't really, right?
Not practically.
Okay,
no.
Okay, great, great.
You could for a little bit, maybe just to cool it off for the night, but realistically you'd want a 110 short
Okay, so this guy,
conditioner.
whoever this is, you know, they're planning on plugging into a campground sometimes,
Correct.
which is good. They have the vent.
Yep.
Okay, what else have you got here?
So on the off-road model, we actually have the integrated frame racks in the rear behind the tires. You also have
Hold on. What does that mean, integrated frame rack?
So you've got the storage rack here. We actually can mount propane tanks on here. People can use, you know, tie-down straps to put jerry cans or other gear on here.
Cargo box?
Cargo boxes.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense in the front, the cargo box back here to me. I mean, you can stand on these?
Yep. Any of our black fenders, so these smooth ones here or the diamond plate ones are actually stand-on rated, so you can do that on any of our models.
And you can stand on here.
Yep.
You can stand on here.
Stand on the rear, yeah.
Okay, you can
And then
stand
we've got
on.
our brush guards on the side, so you know, larger sticks and twigs, you're good
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and they're at high level, which is good. I mean,
Yep. We also have the front rack that's integrated.
yeah, I'll
on the
say.
top.
That's
So
pretty big.
again, additional storage. It'll also have the smaller toolbox on the very front for a battery box.
Okay.
But you can also put the fridge box up there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then this one, I believe, it does. So we also do an in-floor storage option.
Yeah,
on this
yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh wow!
So-
hey, it's pretty big.
Yes.
Hold on, let me get my flashlight out here. I got it.
I might be able to turn this
Okay.
one on too. Oh nope, they didn't connect it up yet.
Okay, yeah. All right, it's pretty big. Very nice. That's a lot of storage space here, and that's the right spot.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at a fiberglass one. It didn't have any underfloor storage. I'm like, come on. Yeah.
Yep. And then this one would be exclusive to the off-road just because of the ground clearance that's required for that.
Yes. Yeah. Off-road, this guy has got leaf springs.
Yep. It'll do leaf springs and it has shocks. And then it's got a
Oh,
straight
I see the
axle.
shocks. Okay,
Yep.
very good.
So
Yeah.
it's, you know, this is meant for that kind of Baja off-roading, the higher speed, you know, tiny bumps very quickly.
Yeah.
If somebody's doing more of the rock crawling and needs the extra ground clearance, the previous model, the mid-range XL, actually gives you a little bit more ground clearance. And with that torsion axle, it will handle those slower, larger bumps a little bit better.
I see.
But this one will go anywhere any tow vehicle can go.
Yeah, that's for sure. You need a, you need a Humvee or something to make this, you know, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Nice combo with the shock and the leaf spring. I like that.
And then finally, the other kind of exclusive to this is the rear tire swing here.
Oh, wait, you this thing too, right?
Yep, this is just a stabilizer jack, so this will just pop down here.
Okay,
to
it has a
stabilize
foot
it.
on it, I assume, right? Or,
Yeah, the tire swing. So if you need a spare tire, we actually have the tire swing here for this one.
okay, locking pin.
Yep.
Okay, very nice swing away. Yeah,
And we've got a
okay.
couple kind of preset locks, so if you just need to get in quick, you can, and you can actually open it all the way up, and that T-handle will pop in again to secure it fully open also.
What about bicycle too? I mean, I guess you could adapt this as a swing away bicycle rack too.
Yeah, we haven't thought about doing that ourselves just yet, just because, again, this is integrated into the frame for the extreme off-road, so that would only be available on the one model.
Yeah.
But we still put the accessory hitch on this one.
Yes.
So you can still add your bike rack onto the rear.
I'm just saying, like, you know, this is a functional area, and
Yep.
you want access to it, so it's great you have the swing away. Oh, look, he's got another table here too.
The slide out.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, very good. And again, here's the guts. Here's the they
we
put
have
the
the extra
power
USB.
strip up here.
Yep.
They have the fuse panel here, all labeled, and you have
Got another water
circuit breaker down here,
Yep.
which is
The
nice. Nice
circuit
touch.
breaker is actually for the AC unit, just
Okay.
because some of those older campsites, the power can be sometimes questionable.
Yeah, this is the circuit breaker. That's a waterproof circuit breaker, probably, right? Yeah. So everything is good. Okay, when you want more information from a user perspective, Matt DeWitt has a channel on YouTube. I'll put a link in
We were
right here
surprised
for Matt.
Once you add the lithium option, that battery eats up a giant chunk of this. Plus, we add the inverter option.
A 15-inch tire,
Yep.
the rim's 15 inches, it has the torsion axle, rated for 3,500 pounds.
Yep.
This is also a 9-foot trailer, which is our most popular size. We do either 8-foot, 9-foot, or 10-foot long boxes. All are 5 feet wide.
Right.
And then with the mid-range, this is kind of our moderate off-roader. It's good for dirt trails, open fields, you know, a little bit of the untamed, but it's also still very lightweight. It has a gross vehicle weight rating of, I believe, 2,400 pounds, so you can still pull it with a lot of kind of crossovers and SUVs.
What are these ports in the front, Rob?
So this is what we call AC prep. So these are actually Valterra water ports, but we've repurposed them to be sort of passive vents. And back in the day, they used to make the Climate Right portable AC unit, which
Yeah.
have unfortunately been discontinued. But you know, Zero Breeze, other air conditioners, portable ones, you can actually connect.
A
right
hose
up to
connects
this.
up and you have an external box.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know,
And some people use this in tandem with the Max fan. That way, if it is raining, you don't have to open up one of the. The smaller 35 amp hour battery back here. So again, everything's still easily accessible if you need to change the battery or flip your kill switch or change
They
the
opted
fuse.
for some drawers.
We've got the vertical drawers for storage here, you know, kitchen utensils, anything like that. They've added a slide-out tray.
Nice.
Which
Nice
is very
little yeah,
practical.
very good. Yeah, it's your
Cooking,
office
cutting
out here,
boards.
right?
Absolutely.
And your kitchen.
Yep.
Pass-through. The pass-through is nice.
Yep.
I mean,
and then they've left this open, so they've got another pass-through up here.
Okay. I love my pass-through. It's large, and I can reach back here, and I can get stuff. You know, again, you know, I mean, one of your well, in the wish list, do you have mosquito netting for the back so you leave this open?
No, we don't, unfortunately. That's not something that we provide, but we do have a very active owners group on Facebook.
Oh, you do?
And all those little kind of cheat sheets for curtains, mosquito nets, weatherproofing, all that kind of stuff. You pose a question.
Do you know what
you'll
that's
get
called,
50
the Facebook
responses.
group?
Yes, it's a private group. So all you have to do when you purchase a trailer or find us on Facebook, we can send an invite to that group if you've.
For the extreme off-roader, what have you got?
So that would be kind of the purpose-built extreme off-road model. These only come in an 8-foot or a 9-foot length because the frame is so beefy. They do tend to go a little bit on the higher end of the weight spectrum, and we want to try to stay in that sub 3,000 pound weight. See, this one actually has the rooftop air conditioner. This is kind of the full bells and whistles kit.
Wait, hold on. Can you run that off-grid? You can't really, right?
Not practically.
Okay,
no.
okay, great, great.
You could for a little bit, maybe just to cool it off for the night, but realistically, you'd want a 110
Right.
short
Okay, so this
power
guy,
conversion.
whoever this is, you know, they're planning on plugging into a campground sometimes,
Correct.
which is good. They have the vent.
Yep.
Okay, what else have you got here?
So on the off-road model, we actually have the integrated frame racks in the rear behind the tires. You also have
hold on. What does that mean, integrated frame rack?
So you've got the storage rack here. We actually can mount propane tanks on here. People can use, you know, tie-down straps to put jerry cans or other gear on here.
Cargo box?
Cargo boxes.
Now, that makes a lot more sense in the front, the cargo box back
Right.
here to me. I mean, you can stand on these?
Yep.
Let's stand on that.
Any of our black fenders, so these smooth ones here or the diamond plate ones are actually stand-on rated, so you can do that on any of our models.
And you can stand on here,
Yep.
you can stand on here.
Stand on the rear, yep.
Okay, you can
And then
stand
we've got our
on.
brush guards on the side, so you know, larger sticks and twigs, you're good
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and they're at high level, which is good. I mean,
Yep. We also have the front rack that's integrated. Additional storage. It'll also have the smaller toolbox on the very front for a battery box.
Okay.
But you can also put the fridge box up there if you wanted to. So we also do an in-floor storage option
yeah,
on this one.
yeah. Oh wow,
So-
hey, it's pretty big. All right, it's pretty big. Very nice. That's a lot of storage space here, and that's the right spot.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at a fiberglass one. It didn't have any underfloor storage. I'm like, come on.
Yep. And then this one would be exclusive to the off-road just because of the ground clearance that's required for that.
Yes. Yeah. Very
So-
nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Let's have a look under this. Now, in extreme off-road, this guy has got leaf springs.
Yep. It'll do leaf springs and it has shocks. And then it's got a
Oh,
straight
I see the
axle.
shocks. Okay,
Yep.
very good.
So
Yeah.
it's, you know, this is meant for that kind of Baja off-roading, the higher speed, you know, tiny bumps very quickly.
Yeah.
If somebody's doing more of the rock crawling and needs the extra ground clearance, the previous model, the mid-range XL, actually gives you a little bit more ground clearance. And with that torsion axle, it will handle those slower, larger bumps a little bit better.
I see.
But this one will go anywhere any tow vehicle can go.
Yeah, that's for sure. You need a, you need a Humvee or something to make this. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Nice combo with the shock and the leaf spring. I like that.
And then finally, the other kind of exclusive to this is the rear tire swing here.
Oh, wait, you this thing too, right?
Yep, this is just a stabilizer jack, so this will just pop down here.
Okay.
So if you need a spare tire, we actually have the tire swing here for this one.
Okay, locking pin.
Yep.
Okay, very nice. Swing away. Yeah.
And we've got a
Okay.
couple kind of preset locks, so if you just need to get in quick, you can, and you can actually open it all the way up, and that T-handle will pop in again to secure it fully open also.
What about bicycle too? I mean, I guess you could adapt this as a swing away bicycle rack too.
Yeah, we haven't thought about doing that ourselves just yet, just because, again, this is integrated into the frame for the extreme off-road, so that would only be available on the one model.
Yeah.
But we still put the accessory hitch on this one.
Yeah.
So you can still add your bike rack onto the rear.
I'm just saying, like, you know, this is a functional area, and you want access to it, so it's great you have the swing away. Oh, look, he's got another table here too.
The slide out.
Here's the guts. Here's the they put the power strip up here. Yep. They have the fuse panel here, all labeled, and you have
got another water
circuit breaker down here, which is nice.
The circuit breaker is actually for the AC unit. Just because some of those older campsites, the power can be sometimes questionable.
Yeah, this is the circuit breaker. That's a waterproof circuit breaker, probably, right?
Yeah.
So you have an in-house CNC here.
Yep.
And is this your only CNC machine?
We have the two.
Two of them,
Yep.
okay. And you know, what's the production like? I mean, on this, you can crank out a lot of.
Yeah,
a lot. Whoa! Look at this. You got a lumber yard here.
Yeah. We do about 3 or 4 total complete boxes a day, plus all of the galley and cabinetry stuff on top. In Edinburgh, a couple miles down the road, our sister company for us makes the frame. This is actually our beefiest frame. This is the Extreme Off-Road. So steel? You can see everything's steel. Everything's, again, welded at our sister company, so we own the complete quality control on everything.
This is a custom design for your trailer. It's not some Harbor Freight thing.
Correct.
You know?
Correct. We make all of our own frames in-house.
Yeah.
And so right now what we're doing is we're running some of the electrical for the options that'll be connected in the future.
Okay.
But also stuff like tail lights, brake lights, marker lights.
This is all accessible if I own this trailer and I need to work on it? I get a broken wire?
That's another thing as well. So we try to avoid running any wiring through the frame.
Yes.
And just to secure it with the loom. That way if you wanted to add your own underglow, or, you know, 5 years from now you end up getting a tail light that goes out, it's a super easy fix.
Excellent.
And you can modify it yourself.
Your brakes.
Yeah.
These are big. These look like 10-inch.
Yeah, most of ours are 10-inch. Some of the smaller models actually use the 7-inch. You can get up to a 33.5-inch tire on the Extreme Off-Road, so that's a 285. But you know, 235, 265, we also work with on some of the more kind of mid-range, medium off. And it's fully customizable, so customers can choose. Certain states require folks to have brakes on trailers over a certain weight, which applies to some of our bigger, beefier models. But you know, some people just like it for the assurance, or if they're in the mountains, you know, it's a little easier to tow.
Whose hub is it?
We use most of our stuff from Tex Trail or Dexter.
Dexter.
As far as our axles and hubs.
Easy Lube?
Easy Lube, yeah, we use some of them. Lucas Oil's in town. We use a lot of Lucas Oil.
Hubs?
They built the stadium in Indianapolis, so.
Yeah, okay.
You know, big reputable brands and products.
Yeah, easy to maintain.
Yeah,
all
because that way if you have a problem 1,000 miles away from me, I can tell you exactly what to buy if you need to make a repair or fix, and you can go out and grab it, and it's easy to do.
I'm guessing there's like 50 trailers on the floor in these 2 rooms. I mean,
yeah,
it's in production, so whoever is watching this, your frame is on, your trailer's on the way. What's the life expectancy on a torsion axle, do you know? I mean,
I don't know the specific warranty on them from Dexter off the top of my head, but again, that's one of those things that would fall under the warranty with Hiker, so it's going to be at least a year. I've never had any axle problems in the 2 years that I've been with the company.
Good.
So.
Do you use other things like Timbrin and?
Timbrin, we actually have a prototype with the Timbrins in development. So.
I wonder how they stack up. I mean, a lot of people, you know, throw these names around. Yep. I mean, they're not dampened. I mean, the big difference in axles is a dampened axle.
Right. And Timbrin, we actually had the rep out recently. He was visiting our shop. They have some new products and some new processes. So we're very interested in kind of getting our hands on and kind of putting a test model through its paces, because you know, we see the benefits of the independent suspension, which you get some of that with the torsion axle, but also the potential for increased ground clearance with eliminating that crossbar altogether and actually integrating the mounts into the frame, since we make them in-house.
I see.
Is something that we're interested in exploring further.
I mean, most suspensions are rated in inches of travel. I mean, torsion bar, I guess I get 3 inches of travel on mine. I wonder if the Timbrin provides more.
That's one of those things that we're exploring. We've got different heights and lift kits and different suspension ratings.
Yeah. All right, well, more later. I'll have to come back.
Yeah, coming soon. Absolutely.
Very nice. So all welded by your facilities. Yep. Here's the wiring. If I have a problem, I can open this up and I can actually get in here and I can actually see the wiring. And if I need to run a wire, I can do that.
Actually build them. We do some wiring in the roof as well for like your fans, your ceiling light, that sort of thing.
Let's have a look here. That's kind of a unitized body construction, and very nice, undercoated.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we actually put insulation in the roof as well. You can see on the fan cutout, there's about 2.5 inches of insulation in there.
That pink foam stuff?
Yeah, we use Pink Panther, regular housing R14. So,
yeah, okay, yeah, just keep that, otherwise a frying pan in the trailer.
Right, keeps a little bit of the heat out or keeps the heat in the winter.
I just want to mention for my viewers, I see plenty of teardrop trailer makers who will turn out one with just a plywood roof, no insulation, and let me tell you, you're going to be cooking in there.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable at times for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now this guy is skinning down here, right?
Yeah, so after we build the boxes, we start the skinning process. Sure.
Yeah. What is the skin made out of?
We use aluminum.
Aluminum, okay.
Yeah. So we've got probably a dozen different colors folks can choose from. The install happens kind of concurrently. You can see the ladies up there kind of putting the roof racks on and the awnings.
So they're sealing up the vents and things, or?
Yeah, so they're doing a little bit of the pre-seal work for some of the fans. Over that, we have the aluminum skin.
Okay.
So we aren't going to use any glue or adhesives. So there will be a little bit of natural flex in the aluminum.
Oh, really? This is not glued on?
Correct. It's just secured in the corners. And
why?
The reason we do that is, depending on if you're in direct sunlight or in hot or cold weather camping, it will allow the box to flex a little bit more.
Yes.
To increase the lifespan.
Oh yeah, you can hear them in the hot sun.
Yep.
You'll
hear that little
expansion.
kind of
Wood brace is all just screwed on. You can unscrew it and take it off.
Yep, it's screwed on, and then once everything is attached and connected over here.
This is the channel, right, Rob? I mean, this is a channel that fits over. And okay, great.
Yep, custom aluminum extrusions we get from our aluminum vendor. That way we can secure them on there. Yeah, this is our showroom.
Okay.
A little bit of R&D, a little bit of soon-to-be video studio, because customer education to us on all these different features, it can be overwhelming for folks that aren't familiar with it.
Again, that's the goal of my videos: keep people informed.
Right.
They know what to ask when they show up. They know what they want.
We believe the same, so we're going to start doing our own internal videos.
Good. It's a pleasure to do this tour. Thank you. Yeah.
But here's the awning that you were looking at, the 230270.
Whoa.
They call it the Peregrine.
Yeah. What does this awning go for? This is a piece of work here.
It's $1,049.
And I got to ask you my favorite question.
Sure.
What kind of wind can this sustain?
So this will do moderate winds. It's definitely not designed to stay up in anything, too thunderstorm or, too extreme. But the reason we do like the 23.0 products, if you look at the hinges back here, the hinges are made of metal.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit more heavy duty.
Yeah.
And then just the ease of use and the footprint of this awning, it actually has the front end that extends forward that fully covers the side door.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the smaller footprint awnings, like a Rhino-Rack Batwing, won't actually jut forward. It actually starts coming backwards at the end of the case.
And this wall here, this comes with the rack?
Correct. That's actually basically the mounting hardware for the awning. It all folds up and sits against that.
Okay, so as a lazy guy, I mean, I can see this is very nice quality. As a sailing background, I would say 5 to 7 miles an hour, but maybe even 10. But above that, you better take this down. And that's with most awnings, not just this awning. Correct. I mean, it's just a fact of life. And it looks like they have a lot of attachment points. You could go a little higher because in wind, because you have attachment points all over.
If there's rain, you can make your channel so the rain draws off of it.
Yeah, it'll drain off. That's you don't want pooling water.
Right. They do the sidewalls. You zip on the sidewalls to more enclose it.
Oh.
So they've got a lot of nifty features. They've got the little USB lights under here, which are really nice.
Lighting is just great, right? It's
Let me see if I can turn it on.
That's okay.
But yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, nice lighting.
Covers the entire awning. Nice little camp lights.
It's really wonderful. You can have such comfort when you're camping. It's just really wonderful. So this awning, it goes from the front out to the front, to the very tip of the trailer, and it comes all the way back, and it covers the galley, or the back door here also. Correct. So it's got a lot of good coverage.
Yep, and the 23.0 also includes this extra flap here.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. You can just tie it off to the roof rack bars.
Yeah, wind.
It'll actually cover the entire galley. So
Wind-driven rain,
yeah. Or if you're cooking or
everybody's favorite.
Rainstorm.
Yeah. I mean, practicality. It's a real practical. I mean, your stove, you can put it in here. You're going to be covered. You're going to, you're out of the wind, which is an issue sometimes.
And we have the side table set up here as well.
Okay. Side table. Okay, very nice.
And that attaches to those brackets that we saw earlier on the side of the trailer.
Yes, 10-pound propane, 11 pound. It's okay. What is this? We're looking at it. What does this go for?
This one here is probably, since it's a show model, we put a couple extra bells and whistles on it. This one's probably about 17,000 as it sits.
17,000.
And really, most of it comes from the battery, the awning. The side table is only a $100 upgrade because we make those in house out of a lot of our scrap wood.
You're a price performance leader for sure.
Yeah, we definitely pride ourselves in that. You know, a lot of value engineering, like I said earlier, goes into our product because material costs continue to go up for everybody across the board.
Yeah.
But we're trying to be more efficient and more, you know,
I think you're hitting the target. I mean, I love RVs, and I'm a feral RVer, and I just like to come out and look at these things. And I can see that this provides a lot of bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And you know, I went for a luxury model. I would do it again. I love my luxury model. But you know, this is, you want to get started.
Yeah, and again, we can build closer to those luxury units as well. You know, refrigerators, power. We do rooftop air conditioners, which we don't do very often.
Yeah.
But we do those, and you know, the Propex heaters, onboard water.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you
think of, really.
If you're hanging out in campgrounds, you have AC. You know, you're great. You know, put an air conditioner in. Me, I'm off grid all. I just bring a fan.
Yeah.
And it was very hot yesterday, 97 degrees, and I had a fan in my trailer, and that fan is enough for me. You know, but not for everybody. Nice wheels. Good. So for resources, you know, people who are interested in this, the hiker line, you know, I keep calling it hiker camper. I saw one video where they call it that.
Hiker trailer, you know, it's
hiker trailer. You have a website.
Yeah, hikertrailers.com. You know, we've got presence on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's Hiker Trailers pretty much on everything.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, you can see some of the painter's tape around here. We're going to kind of remodel and build a little video studio so that we can, you know, better demo the products and the different features, because there's so many configurations and certain things work with certain things and some others don't.
Yeah,
but find us on YouTube, anywhere you know.
Now, does your website have like a price configuration?
Yeah,
thing?
so it has all the base pricing, and then there's an online form that you can fill out and kind of start adding what you know you want, or maybe that you think you want and want to see what the pricing is.
Yeah.
And we can always help walk people through that. We do a lot of virtual appointments. So if you wanted to visit our showroom through FaceTime or Google
if you had
Meets,
a question, like I'd like to see that front box. I want you to, could you measure it for me and, you know, and show me the inside?
Yeah,
that's great. That's great technology.
We get a lot of height questions, which we put as many specs on the website as we can. Being custom, certain things change, but you know, if people have, my garage is only X amount of inches high, can you measure this and that for us? We do all that.
Just let the air out of the tires; it'll fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this awning here, when you put this away, you got to dry this, right? I mean, you don't want to get all awnings, right?
Yeah, you would want to dry your awning. Most of the time, again, that's kind of what the rain channels are for.
Yeah.
When you use this, you don't have to put it away completely dry if you're going to be traveling, and you can actually set it up in your garage or outside and then dry it out afterwards.
Yeah, next day or two.
We actually do that a lot when we're traveling.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we can pack up and go at a convenient time, make sure most of the water's off, but then we actually, you know, take it out, dry it off, dust the leaves off. That
same thing with me. On a trip, I'll have a clam shelter. I take it down, I put it away wet. Next stop, take it out and air it out. You don't want to leave any fabric stored for any amount of time. You'll get mildew for 100%, you know, and it'll just, you know, so it's very easy to avoid, very, you know, simple. I see all seam seals under here, which are very good.
The folks at 23-0 have exemplary customer service, just kind of like I think our team does. So if you ever start to notice like a stitch or something happens, they're super responsive, and you can call them and they'll take care of you nice and comfortable.
I see you have a Truma fridge over there. Is that in the future here? Or?
Yeah, so we started to offer those just recently. We're actually, like I said, designing our own fridge slide to accommodate some more.
Yeah.
But these, as far as all of the kind of powered coolers and fridges, we think these are probably the coolest ones on the market.
45, is that what this is?
No pun intended, but yeah, that is a 45, but they've got the gravity seal lid, so from any height, you just drop it and it closes.
Yeah. Okay, and this is all refrigerator, or?
It's fridge or freezer.
One or the other.
This is a single zone, but they do larger models that have the dual zone.
Okay.
They're also the only cooler that I've noticed that has completely flush handles.
Yes, yeah, it'll fit in tight spaces.
Correct.
Yeah. That's very nice. I took my handles off my fridge for that reason.
Right, exactly. They've thought of everything. They're engineered in Germany. They're really smart about that stuff.
Good.
They have power on either side, so you can, like, depending on how you're using it, you can plug in on either side of it.
Okay, and is that AC and DC?
Correct. It's 12 volt or 110.
That's very nice. Yeah.
And then all of the lids actually come off,
Wow.
So for cleaning, or on the dual zones, you can actually flip your lids around. So one opens this way, so you always remember it's the refrigerator. The one that opens the other way is always the freezer.
Okay.
So a lot of cool features that.
Yeah, they've taken it to a new height, and you got your dashboard over here.
Yep.
The AC/DC is automatic, so if you have it plugged into AC and DC,
That's correct.
It'll default to AC and then automatically switch to DC.
And it's got an app as well for your phone. So it has battery protection. You can set the temperature. You can see the history of how much battery it's used.
Yeah.
I mean, they're super nice and super convenient.
Yeah. My toothbrush has an app now. But and here your goal zeros, what you're rallying around is one of these battery in a box things, and I love the concept. I love the concept of having a battery in my trailer at AGM for cold, super cold temperature.
Absolutely.
And then I've camped out in single digits, and I'll bring in one of these battery in a boxes. In my case, I use Jackery, but you've got goal zero. Turn on the heat, which is powered by the AGM.
Right.
It heats it up. Then I can draw power from the power station.
Yeah, and
it works perfectly.
We're currently actually exploring some options. A lot of these goal zeros actually have 30 amp 12 volt outputs.
Wow.
So if we can find a system that would work for it, you could actually run those, larger items that suck a lot of power out.
Not long though.
Your station. Not for long, unless you get the heavier ones. But in an emergency, or if you're stuck in a pinch, you could definitely.
Yeah, no, it's great. Stuff is coming together in a good orderly fashion. It's great. So wonderful. So all this stuff you can order all this as options and and have it all installed for yourself. Great. Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you so much for a really honest, tour of these trailers
You're
from
welcome.
somebody who knows about RVs.
That's what we do.
see.
We don't try to upsell or oversell anything. This is the product we make.
Yeah.
And design it how you'd like to. We're here to help answer your questions and help you get the information you need, and process your orders and help you pick up, get hitched, questions along the way. 10 years from now, whatever it might be, that's kind of our philosophy for.
Great. Again, thank you so much for a great tour.